Welcome back to another SCP reading, dear researchers, which will also be the start of a tale series that we'll be doing on Tuesdays. Specifically, The Adventures of Lord Blackwood, Explorer and Gentleman. For now, though, we'll begin with SCP-1867, A Gentleman. Item number SCP-1867. Object class, Anomalous Organism, Sapient. Containment class, Passive. Hazard rating, Green. Standard containment procedures, Aquatic specimen tank, Small. Environment and care requirements identical to that of non-anomalous members of the species. Associated items placed in Secure Storage Vault 16. Amenities available upon request. Special containment procedures. All descriptions of anomalous persons, places, or objects made by SCP-1867 must be correlated by at least 2 other sources before resources may be allocated to further research. Description: SCP-1867 is a neuter branch of the species Nembrotha kubariana, or variable neon slug, measuring 11.7 centimeters or 4.6 inches in length. There are no physical differences between SCP-1867 and any other member of its species. SCP-1867 is sapient and capable of telepathic communication with the same range as a typical human voice. It identifies itself as Lord Theodore Thomas Blackwood, a British explorer and naturalist, and speaks with terminology and style appropriate to late 19th century England. It is generally friendly and cooperative with researchers. SCP-1867 makes repeated claims of past exploits and accomplishments, including service in the Second Opium War, expeditions to remote regions of the world, and encounters with various rare creatures and uncontacted peoples. Despite the questionable validity of many of its claims, SCP-1867 has shown in-depth knowledge of geography, zoology, botany, archaeology, anthropology, and linguistics relating to its claimed regions of exploration, as well as more esoteric fields such as obscure mythology, mysticism, and cryptozoology. SCP-1867 does not seem to realize, or willfully ignores, any inconsistencies in its own recollections, as well as any events or information dating after approximately 1910. When requested to give proof of its exploits, SCP-1867 provided an address near England, claiming that it would be more than willing to donate its collection. Investigation of the address led to a cottage owned by one Miss, who claimed to be keeping the house for Lord Blackwood. Further questioning failed to reveal any details of SCP-1867's nature or origins beyond what information SCP-1867 had already provided. The lady died of heart failure 5 days after Foundation agents began investigations. Investigation of the cottage revealed an underground vault containing over 3,000 artifacts, zoological and botanical specimens, a library containing over 5,000 items, and a functioning, if outdated, laboratory. All materials within the collection were catalogued, removed, and relocated by the Foundation over the course of 3 weeks. Addendum 01. A full listing of items recovered from SCP-1867's collection may be found in Document 1867-VL. A summary of noteworthy items is as follows: 116 unknown species of plants, 107 unknown species of insects, 28 unknown species of lizards, 23 unknown species of fish, 14 unknown species of amphibians, 12 unknown species of mammals, fossils pertaining to 8 unknown species of dinosaur, fossils pertaining to 12 unknown species of prehistoric mammal, artifacts belonging to 29 unknown indigenous cultures, 35 handwritten journals containing records of events described by SCP-1867, Written accounts match with verbal, save variation and exaggeration on the part of SCP 1867 in retelling, and have been dated to the appropriate time period in the events described. 20 kilograms of processed opium. Collection of firearms of make and model not correlating with any known manufacturers, including 3 wide-bore muskets marked as Dr. B.T. Moth's effective particle destabilizers. These items are non-functional. Detailed globes of Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the Galilean moons, accompanied by notes detailing possible paths of surface exploration. A heavily modified 4-seat horse carriage containing instruments of unknown purpose. A note attached to the door reads, "On the Fritz, speak with Henry," in handwriting matching that of the journals. 4 agents were killed after activation before the object was destroyed. When questioned about the item, SCP-1867's response was, "I did warn you to be careful around my collection. That bloody thing nearly took my head off in walking back in '97 when I found it." Addendum 02. The following interview is dated 2012. Doctor, good morning, Lord Blackwood. SCP-1867. Good morning, Doctor. Wonderful to see you. Come in, have yourself a seat. Now, if I remember correctly, the last time you were here, I was telling you about the time I was captured by the Ubula tribe of the Congo. Doctor? Actually, I have some questions about that story today. Our research turned up no trace of that people. They don't seem to exist. SCP-1867. Of course not! There weren't any of the Ubala left after the village was attacked by the Mokele Mbembe. I still regret not being able to bag that monster when I had the chance. It was a persistently elusive creature. Doctor? That's a stretch, sir. Do you have any corroborating evidence? Just to make sure what you're saying is true. There's always a chance that your vault was filled with fakes. SCP-1867. Nonsense! I would never fabricate any of my work. Why, it's against the very heart of being a naturalist. While I am repeatedly amazed by your intuition here, you seem to be missing the explorer's spirit. When I scaled the Himalayas in search of the monks of the Golden Mountain, did I worry about what others had said about them? Of course not. I went and found out myself. Climbed those mountains with my own 2 hands. Doctor? Short pause. You do realize that you're a sea slug, right? SCP-1867. Good heavens, boy! Have you been drinking? That's utterly ridiculous. If you can't be bothered to be sensible, I have no reason to speak with you. Go get yourself a nice cup of tea and sober up. Yes, Lord Blackwood, an absolutely amazing gentleman. You know, I met him on one occasion. Okay, maybe I didn't meet him. Maybe I just looked at him across the hallway, and you know what? He's an amazing gentleman. I wish I could have had a chance to talk to him. But for now, if you're just here for the SCP reading, thank you very much for coming. The rest of this will continue into the start of the Tale Series Hub, with a foreword, an editor's note, and a note from Lord Blackwood himself. Now, without further ado, let's skip on into that. The Adventures of Lord Blackwood, Explorer and Gentleman. Foreword and editor's note. The following documents comprise a series of autobiographical writings and dictations, third-person narratives, interviews, and other documentation regarding the life and adventures of SCP-1867, hereafter referred to as a male and by its preferred address, Lord Theodore Thomas Blackwood, 8th Viscount of Westminster. Lord Blackwood asserted that he was born in the West Country of England in the early 19th century. He attests that his mother, Lady Charlotte Spencer Blackwood, hailed from a wealthy London family, and that his father, Lord Richard Blackwood, was a hero of the French and Indian Wars, and reputedly was the slayer of the last living European greater dragon, Dracos Rex. He further asserts that he has two brothers and a sister, respectively, Admiral Sir Stephen Blackwood, a hero of the Napoleonic Wars, who commandeered Lord Nelson's fleet after his death, the Reverend Clifford Blackwood, a prominent member of the Church of England who rose to the rank of Archbishop of York, and Lady Margaret Blackwood, who married into the royal family of Hanover and was an instrumental figure in the unification of Germany. Lord Blackwood attests that he attended Eton as a boy and subsequently Oxford. Following his graduation, he served for several years as an officer in the British Army. Following his discharge, he asserts he spent several decades as a freelance explorer, archaeologist, naturalist, and writer, when not engaged in his duties as a conservative member of the House of Lords. During this time, he asserts that he engaged in a number of encounters with objects, creatures, and phenomena currently classified as SCP objects. He asserts that near the end of the 19th century, he served in the employ of Her Majesty's Foundation for the Study of Curiosities and Phantasmagoria prior to its becoming part of the modern Foundation. He asserts that he retired in the early 20th century to the family estate in the West Country, where he remained prior to his acquisition by the Foundation. Few of the events documented in these narratives have been correlated by outside sources, and many of them directly contradict known historical facts, including events Lord Blackwood insists occurred, which ought to have been widely known to the general public had they occurred as stated. Several hypotheses have been proposed to explain these contradictions, including the possibility that Lord Blackwood's accounts are not accurate, the possibility that Lord Blackwood or someone associated with him is a high-level reality bender, or that a CK-class event not known to the Foundation has occurred. Documents attributed to Lord Blackwood have been found in HMF-SCP's archives, and several living SCP objects currently in containment have attested to the accuracy of the following narratives. None of the following is to be considered a factual recounting of history as it has occurred in the living experience of anyone reading it, absent external corroboration. This collection has been compiled for the sole purpose of the ongoing study of SCP-1867 and any other SCP objects known or unknown which may be associated therewith. Note from Lord Blackwood. Don't mind him. I swear on my honor as an Englishman that every word herein is true. And there's our introduction to the famed and absolutely amazing Lord Theodore Thomas Blackwood, 8th Viscount of Westminster. Next week, we'll be back with Lord Blackwood and the Bigfoot, transcribed by Smapty. But for now, this is all the time we have. Thank you very much for coming, dear researchers. Hopefully you'll enjoy the series as much as I do, because I would so much love to share it with you. But this is all the time we have. Good luck out there, and make sure to drink yourself some water. See ya.